I'm Angela, 75. Standing in the empty living room of the house I once shared with my late husband, Henry, I watched the moving truck drive away. It had been 3 months since Henry's passing, and in that time, so much had changed. The house sold quickly. The new owners were a young couple with twin toddlers, and I was glad it would once again be filled with the laughter of a growing family. Henry would have loved that. My son, Victor, had tried to contact me 17 times in these 3 months. Phone calls, text messages, and even a letter from his lawyer threatening to contest the will. But I ignored them all. Harold's letter had made everything clear. The son I once knew was gone, replaced by a stranger driven by greed. I remembered the day of Henry's funeral vividly. I was standing outside St. Michael's Church, looking in through the window like a stranger. Victor, my only child, blocked my way, saying, "You can't go in there, Mother. You don't deserve to be here after what you put Dad through." His words were like a physical blow. Henry and I had been married for 48 years. We'd faced many challenges together, but our love was deep. How could Victor twist our relationship into something ugly? His wife, Lily, stood beside him, a smug look on her face. She'd been poisoning Victor's mind for years, planting seeds of doubt and resentment. I watched as people I'd known for decades filed into the church. Some looked at me with confusion, while others quickly looked away, embarrassed to witness my humiliation. Mrs. Thompson from next door started to approach me, but Lily intercepted her, leading her into the church with a whispered explanation that turned Mrs. Thompson's expression to pity. After the funeral, I drove home to the empty house that still smelled like Henry. I sat in his favorite chair and cried until I had no tears left. But even in my grief, I felt a quiet determination. Victor thought he could erase me from Henry's life, but he was wrong. A week later, Victor called a family meeting to discuss Henry's estate. When I arrived at the house, it felt foreign. Victor sat at the head of the table, papers spread out in front of him. A middle-aged man, Mr. Lee, sat to his left, introduced as Henry's attorney. As soon as I tried to sit down, Victor said, "This meeting is for immediate family members only, those who actually have a stake in Henry's estate." Each accusation he threw at me felt like a nail in my coffin. He claimed I'd made Henry's life miserable in the last 10 years, that I'd controlled everything and kept him from his friends. None of it was true, but the conviction in his voice made me wonder if he really believed these lies. I was heartbroken, but as I left the house, I remembered Henry's words in his final weeks. "Trust me, Angela. I've made sure you'll be taken care of. Victor doesn't know everything." I called Henry's personal attorney, Mr. Harris. To my surprise, his secretary said, "Mr. Harris has been expecting your call." At Mr. Harris's office, he explained that Henry had seen through Victor's and Lily's schemes. For the past 2 years, Henry had been privately consulting Mr. Harris. He'd documented every conversation, every lie they'd told about me. Henry knew they were trying to turn him against me, and when Victor suggested I was suffering from early dementia to get him to revise the will, Henry decided to take action. He created a new will that Victor knew nothing about, leaving everything to me and setting up safeguards to protect me. 2 weeks after the funeral, we had the second family meeting. Mr. Harris arrived with a court reporter. When he presented Henry's real will, Victor's face turned pale. The will left Victor a mere $10,000, stating it was what he might have gotten if he'd treated me with basic decency. The rest of the estate, including the house, all financial accounts, and personal property, went to me. Victor tried to contest the will, but he forfeited his $10,000 bequest, and the money was donated to the Cancer Research Foundation where Henry had volunteered. Now, in my new apartment at Sunset Vista, a vibrant senior living community, I'm preparing for a European river cruise. Henry and I had talked about this trip for years, but there was always something in the way. The phone rang as I was packing. It was from the community newsletter, asking if I'd like to be featured in an interview. I hesitated at first, but then I realized I was tired of hiding. I decided to embrace this new chapter of my life. I've learned that forgiveness doesn't mean accepting continued harm, and family doesn't give anyone the right to destroy your peace. Henry protected me in life and in death, and I'm finally free to live the life I want. So, I'm curious about you who listened to my story. What would you do if you were in my place? Have you ever been through something similar?
Comment below.
And meanwhile, I'm leaving on the final screen two other stories that are channel favorites, and they will definitely surprise you. Thank you for watching until here.